nonstop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com. Purple Daily, presented by Surly Brewing Company.
Just knowing him and going into the Pro Bowl 2019, I got a chance to sit down with him and talk to him. And he was like, man, you never know, Z. We may end up on the same team. And it's crazy that I'm saying this, but he really said that, and he actually signed a jersey. And it has that on the jersey from 2019. So, yeah, big shout out to Neil Hunter, man.
Dude, he is a brick house, man.
Oh, he's huge.
Can you imagine, like Za'Darius Smith and Daniil Hunter just standing on the opposite? I don't care if you're 350 pounds, you're a Pro Bowl tackle. Those dudes are brick houses, man.
Good luck to Jared Goff.
Oh, God.
Enjoy the season. Well, Fields at least can run away. I don't know that Goff has I think Goff's screwed.
Jared Goff, poor guy. You know what, though? Then Jared Goff dusts himself off and logs into his bank account and sees, I still got $31 million coming at me. So,
good point.
I think I'll be okay.
Us Goffs have that in common, yeah.
Yeah, highly paid, but never living up to expectations professionally. But okay, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is, I think Declan personally is much more valuable in his job than Jared Goff.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
I would agree.
So this is Purple Daily. Speaking of being mediocre at our jobs, daily Vikings entertainment. We just want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. That's our motto here. Phil Mackey, Judd Zulgad, our executive producer, Declan Goff. And the show is presented by our friends at Surly Brewing Company and TCL, one of the world's best-selling consumer electronics brands. And TCL, thank you. We found out today they're jumping on board for another year of Purple Daily. So we appreciate their support. That's right. Yeah, you weren't on that email thread, but Dex and I got it.
Well, thank you, TCL.
So TCL, and you can find their TVs in any major local retailer delivering the most entertainment with stunning resolution, all at an affordable cost. Enjoy more of the things you love with TCL. So, all right, this is the show, and I'll pop this up for the YouTube audience. I forget half the time, where we put our careers and reputations on the line by putting statistics next to our mostly incorrect predictions. It is a segment we call Write That Down.
Most make predictions and then never admit they're wrong. Yeah, that's not Mackey and Judd. This is the place where we just totally own our horrible predictions.
Write this down.
And eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Write that down.
It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackey and Judd.
So, when are you going to admit that you were wrong, Zolgad?
Oh, Wednesday's twice. And by the way, this week, wrong a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't get better for you here on Purple Daily, unfortunately. But this is where we make 3 Vikings or football related predictions each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of completion percentage and touchdowns. And listeners, if you want to participate, you can send us a message through the Score North app. There's a quick message tab at the bottom. You can hit us up. So let's rip the Band-Aid off here, Judd. Not a good week for you on Mackey and Judd. Write that down. Not a good week for you on Purple Daily.
You know what? This is what they call overcoming adversity. And in life, adversity happens all the time. This type of thing happens, believe it or not, to TB12. And what does Brady do? He rebounds. So let's just say Zulgad will be back. Zulgad's not done. He's not retiring. He's not going to hang it up.
I don't think Brady's putting out predictions 9 months out from when he's making them, and I think plays a little bit of a factor.
Are you comparing yourself to Tom Brady right now?
Yes, I am. And right now I'm getting arrows shot at me, and I'm not surprised by that. Things aren't going well, so people are jumping off the Zolgadian cruise ship. And you go ahead and just do that. But let me tell you right now, Sports Dad will be back. And when Sports Dad comes back, he's going to have it in hand. I'm going to tell you this right now.
It's like a wrestling promo right now.
A Surly Furious IPA, because I'm furious about how bad I've been. And it's going to drive me to be better. And when I get better and I have a lot of correct predictions, I'm going to celebrate with the only beer that I know how to celebrate with, the Surly Furious IPA. I suggest you do the same. And then when you do, I'd like you to show us your
cans. That's right. Show us your cans. Flash us your cans.
That was incredible.
Oh, man. So the Tom Brady of Vikings podcast, Judd Zulgad. Let's go through the accountability session here, Tom. So you said Deshaun Watson will end up with the Carolina Panthers.
Stupid prediction.
Oh, I saw a report, though, that the Panthers brass laughed off the Deshaun Watson name.
Touche.
The Vikings, by the way, do you think the Panthers front office now that the game of musical chairs is down to, basically Baker Mayfield? Because I don't think they're getting Jimmy Garoppolo. Are they really laughing now still at the notion of trading for Kirk Cousins?
They're
Looking
buffoons.
at their cesspool of a quarterback room right now?
They're buffoons.
The Vikings will sever ties with Danielle Hunter, Eric Kendricks, or Adam Thielen by March 19th. There will be a credible report that the Vikings have talked to Marcus Mariota and his camp at some point. You said Harrison Smith will not be back on the Vikings this year. Well, they restructured to bring him back.
And what did I say? That's an old one, right? The two above that are not that old.
You probably said it like in January or December or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
You said Baker Mayfield will receive a contract extension from the Browns. Seems unlikely at this point. And you said Deshaun Watson will be traded by Houston to the Dolphins in a deal that brings Tua to the Texans.
That's really old.
That's like a year old.
Yep. You know what? Again, weeks like this happen.
So
How do
you
you
go
rebound?
0 for 6, man.
How do you rebound from a week like that? I'm going to tell you right now. Surly Furious. Don't listen to these two jokers. Surly
If
Furious.
you're looking to cope with your failure and write that down. All right, I only had one thing come off the board, but it was wrong. I said
Wrong.
the Vikings will sign a center or a guard that's on PFF's top 200 list by today. Well,
Whoops.
they haven't yet. J.C. Treader, by the way, he would be on that list. He wasn't an original free agent because he got released. So I don't know what to do with it's wrong anyways, so it doesn't matter. Listeners, Nick said, come the 5th day of the NFL league year, Danielle Hunter won't be on the Vikings roster. Ryan said the Vikings will cut Harrison Smith and will not bring back Danielle Hunter.
Whoops.
A lot of people, us included, thought that there were going to be major changes to this roster. But guess what? We were all
Wrong.
AJ said the Panthers will acquire Deshaun Watson while trading Christian McCaffrey. It's like a year ago. Wrong. Oopsie. All right, Declan, you're the only one that has anything positive here this week. We'll start with the negative. You said the Vikings will not sign a player that's currently not on their roster, so an outside player, of at least $25 million total contract value. But Za'Darius Smith's contract value is $47 million, depending on the bonuses. But you did say the Vikings would not acquire an offensive lineman minimum 1,000 career snaps by this week's Write That Down. So your skepticism held up. And you said, you backed into this one, but you said Devontae Adams would agree to a multi-year contract and won't play under the franchise tag in 2022. He did. With the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Yeah, that's good. That's great wording.
The Raiders.
Great verbiage.
By the way, Tyree Hill is trying to make a decision. He's torn between the Dolphins and the Jets, which imagine having to decide, God, these are the only two teams that are going to pay me what I want to get paid, but they both are mostly garbage and dumpster fire franchises.
You know where I go? South Beach.
Probably, right? That
South Beach.
train wreck of an owner and franchise. I mean, the Dolphins are going to be competitive, but it's also the AFC. So, anyhow, those are your predictions for the week. Here are the updated stats. Declan, 40% completions, 3 touchdowns, leads in both categories. I'm second, but not doing well in completion percentage at 25.8% with 1 touchdown. Listeners at 20% completions, 2 touchdowns. Judd at 18.9% completions and 2 touchdowns.
They say he's washed up. They say he's done. They say there's some speculation that he might be let go. But you know what he says? Bring it on.
That fluttering spiral is going through the air.
You know, whatever. That's
but
fine.
But they also say that he's pretty skinny. Pretty skinny.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. You know what? When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand, you know I got something for you. I got my friends at Livia Weight Control.
Is this a Carole King song?
Centers.
Yes.
No, James Taylor, you got a friend, Carole King. When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand, Livia Weight Control Centers, they can do you right. Join today, get 25% off the program, plus 35 meals for free. And now you can, of course, as I believe lots of PD viewers have done, choose the new virtual or in-person options customized to you. So inside or outside the state, the program can work for you. Lose 20 pounds for summer. Well, heck, lose more than that. Again, 25% off the program plus 35 meals for free. Livea.com, Livea.com, 855-GO-LIVEA, 855-GO-LIVEA, or Livea.com. Again, inside or outside the state, if you want to drop the pounds, just tell them, hey, I want to be like Judd, because if Judd can lose nearly 40 pounds, so can I. Livea.com.
Boom. All right, let's get him in here. Our guest listener predictor today, Curtis, is in the house. What's going on, Curtis?
What's going on with you guys?
Well, we're just sitting here waiting for the Vikings to sign a center or a guard to complete their free agency journey. What's your thought after the Za'Darius Smith signing? What's your level of Vikings optimism or not?
I was pretty upset with the Sean Mannion thing. Ridiculous. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yep.
He's great in the quarterback room.
Sign him as a coach. We don't need him on the 53-man roster. Come on.
Sean, we'll give you $1 million as a coach. Just don't take up a roster spot, please.
That's it. Very simple.
It's no mistake that they literally put out the Za'Darius Smith press release, right? They made sure that was out, and minutes after that, they snuck in, Sean Mannion's coming back. Like, look at the Twitter account. It's a perfect timing of,
oh, and by the way,
Sean Mannion's coming back. Right, yes. But you won't rip us because you're excited about Za'Darius Smith. That is exactly what they did. Very smart.
So, all right, here's how it works, Curtis. We're going to start with you. We're going to go around the room 3 times. Your prediction must be quantifiable and somehow football related. Those are pretty much the only rules. So let's fire away. You're under center or under shotgun, whatever formation you're in.
All right, so I'm old school Vikings. I'm a fan since the 70s, early 70s. So we're going to do some Fran Tarkenton to John Gilliam.
Oh.
We're going to do Tommy Kramer to Ahmad Rashad.
Wow.
And then we're going to add that to a Gus Frerotte to Bernard Berrien.
99 yards down
That's
the sideline.
it, baby. That's
I
it.
love where you're going.
Yeah. Okay, first one. Here we go. Write that down. For the 2022 NFL season, the Vikings will win 2 playoff games.
Whoa.
Wow.
Curtis.
Oh, man.
You dirty dog.
Write this down.
Can we say at least 2 playoff games? So if they win 3, you don't get screwed on this prediction? At least 2 playoff games?
Sure.
Okay. I don't want
that's fine.
I don't want
No,
that
it's
one to. Sometimes we can fight about semantics on the show. I just don't want any controversy there.
I hope you help me out.
All right, Judd. Curtis has set the optimism bar, so you must surpass it.
Actually, I am. I don't think I'm going to surpass it, but I actually am going to take a stab at it. Za'Darius Smith and Danielle Hunter will combine for 18 or more sacks next season.
All right.
Za'Darius Smith, which means that I am assuming that both stay healthy for basically 16 games, 18 or more sacks next season.
Yeah, and if I would think if they're both fully healthy, then we're probably looking closer to like 25, 30 sacks. So let's start somewhere.
Don't put words in my mouth.
They combined for what, 8 games last year, something like that. So all right, Dex.
All right, my first prediction after doing a little mock draft update yesterday on Purple Daily. I'll just put it pen to paper here. The Vikings will draft Trent McDuffie in the NFL draft. They will draft.
That's a touchdown.
Trent McDuffie, cornerback. Write that down.
Yep. Yeah, I think that. I don't know. We'll see.
Write this down.
I think the Stingley is the one that's the most interesting because like how far is he going to drop? But I'm gonna piggyback and say the Vikings. Write this down. The Vikings will draft defensive players with each of their first 2 picks in this year's draft. So I'm not going to get quite as specific, but I think that's a touchdown too, right? No,
first 3 picks?
First 2 picks.
First 2.
Yeah, I think it's pretty widely assumed they're going to go with the first 2 picks as defensive players. You say first 3, then you're getting, then yes is the touchdown.
Okay. Well,
write this down.
Hold up on defense. All right, back to Curtis.
Okay, we're going to up it a little bit more now from that previous one. Write that down. Here we go. For the 2022 NFL season, representing the NFC in the Super Bowl will be the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh my God. Curtis. Wow.
Curtis is chugging purple Kool-Aid, and I am here for it.
That's Rashad Tarkington, December 1980, Met Stadium, right there.
That's it.
Okay, so you've been watching the Vikings since the 70s. See, I would expect you to have more of sort of like a grizzled, pessimistic outlook here.
Like me.
So what? Yeah, like Judd, pretty much. So what gives you such optimism here, having watched this franchise for like 40 or 50 years?
Well, I was going to talk about it toward the end of the show, but I cried when I was a kid at the last 3 Super Bowl losses. Then in 1975, the Drew Pearson push-off, that was actually our best Vikings team ever, 75.
Yeah.
1987, off the shoulder pad of Darren Nelson. 1998, he missed a kick. He never missed a kick in 2 years. Make the freaking kick. We go to the Super Bowl. We beat the Broncos. 41 donut. We lost to the Giants. That was a disaster. And then we lost to the Cardinals on a 4th and 24 Hail Mary. I mean, come on. Then we get to 2009, 5 turnovers. All Favre had to do, run a couple of yards. We kick the field goal. We go to the Super Bowl. We beat the Colts. And then the missed kick by Walsh, it's whatever. And then the Eagles' loss was a disaster. So
they're due.
They're due.
Yeah.
They're due.
I was going to say, that didn't give me more faith there, Curtis.
They're definitely due.
They're due.
By the way, breaking news during the podcast here. The Chiefs are trading 6-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Tyree to the Miami Dolphins for 5 draft picks. 1 first-round pick, a second-round pick this year, and then some other, let's see here. It's a 2022 first and a second. My Twitter feed is flying right now. And then a fourth, and a sixth for next year's 4th and 6th. So there you have it. That happened fast. Holy crap!
I thought this was Vikings vent line.
Well, it might.
It feels like it.
Yeah. All right. Now we go back to Judd Zolgad here. Your second prediction.
All right, write this down. The aforementioned Sean Mannion will open the season as the Vikings' number 2 quarterback to Kirk Cousins. It won't be Kellen Mond. So on the depth chart on opening day, first game, Sean Mannion is going to be the backup to Kirk. Kellen Mond, who I'm assuming will be here, will be the 3rd quarterback.
Yeah, people are going to be thrilled about that.
Write this down.
Sure. All right, Declan.
All right, my next prediction, another cornerback one. Write this down. 3 cornerbacks will go in the top 15 picks of the draft.
Yeah, that makes sense.
3 cornerbacks will go in the top 15 picks of the NFL draft. Write that down.
I feel like Declan's checking down to protect his large.
Declan's getting in the draft stuff early. I'm waiting on my draft.
I usually don't like to push things out, but these ones I feel more comfortable with. So yeah, the 3 cornerbacks in the top 15.
Down.
Yeah, you're trying to get in the groove.
After I just made a very specific touchdown throw the last time, you gotta know your surroundings here. It's lonely at the top with that 40% completion percentage. Okay,
Phil
I'm looking down at you guys.
Phil just basically called you gutless, but I'm not going to.
Interesting. I lead in touchdowns, completion percentage, but I get shots. Interesting. Okay.
It's just being a little cowardly here. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, you guys.
Early in the season.
Let's go. Yeah. Okay. All right. Write this down. We will see social media evidence sometime between now and training camp of Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson working out together this offseason. And I'll say like off campus, meaning like not part of an OTA or
Can it just be a tweet without a picture?
Yep, so it'll be had a great time working out with old Kirky boy.
We got a lot of checkdowns today.
We'll see social media. What do you mean? He wasn't part of the workout this week?
They'll go work out together at some point. I'm just fine.
Well, you're the one that was complaining that Justin Jefferson wasn't working out with Kirk Cousins.
I want them working out together. They better work out together.
I don't know why you continue to hammer Kirk Cousins. Okay, hop on the train here.
I got a note last night about how I just hate Kirk Cousins. Whatever.
You can't get over it. So we will see social media evidence of those guys working out together off campus at some point. Write it down.
Write this down.
All right, back to Curtis. Your third and final prediction.
Okay, so I think this one is like a 5 touchdowns prediction. And if I tell you what, Judd, if I win, I've never had a Surly beer. I think you should send me a case of beer if this prediction works.
Hush, hush. I will, but just we can't talk about it. So gotcha. I'll just wink.
Okay,
there you go.
Sounds good. All right, here you go. For the NFL 2022 NFL season, the most valuable player of the National Football League will be Kirk Cousins.
Whoa.
Wow.
Curtis, are you being held hostage? Not if you're not if you're okay. Yes, no, if you're not, and like we can send help.
Hey,
Is this a parlay or is this this is the prediction, right? It doesn't
prediction?
have to be.
Yeah, straight
It is.
up.
Love it. There it is.
Straight up.
Kirk Cousins, MVP. So, if he gets into an offensive system, he connects with a coach. He's got Justin Jefferson. He's got weapons. If they can find him an offensive line, hey, Matt Ryan won an MVP one time.
This offense is going to take off. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Great hat too. Old
Thank
school Vikings hat. That's the hat, not this new crap they make.
That's right.
That hat.
That's right.
None of this newfangled stuff.
Yeah, with the stripes and,
None of these
and like the stuff Zimmer was
new
forced to
things.
wear.
Yeah.
I hated that's not that old hat.
What is that mesh on the back? What is that?
I don't mind mesh. It's like these stripes they put on hats.
Well, Curtis, what? Who in your life would you like to thank that brought you to this moment here on Purple Daily today?
Oh my God! If I don't thank my wife, I don't know what. I got to thank my wife Lisa for putting up with me for the last 40 years of very bad Viking losses. I also want to give a shout out to my son Harris. He'll be 26 tomorrow.
Happy
Happy birthday to him, and then a shout out to my two nephews that are Vikings fans, James and Jonathan.
Awesome, man.
Love that.
Curtis, great work. Throwing the ball down the field with aggression,
That's
repping
it.
the Vikings since the 70s. We appreciate you coming on today, man.
Thanks for
Curtis.
having me.
All right, that is Vikings superfan Curtis making his
Curtis.
Kirk Cousins prediction.
Curtis, very, very, very optimistic for a guy who's seen a lot of bad.
No kidding.
No, I wish we could all view the world that optimistically, and maybe
Me too.
maybe we can learn some lessons here from
Yeah, me
Curtis on our show. Quite
All right.
frankly, I think if you're optimistic about your business and you're optimistic about the future of it, you want to make sure that you are protected against risks, and that's where Federated comes in with over 100 years of experience with multiple different industries, but also very specific industries. They want to master those industries so they can be of the best help to your business. So check out that full list of industries Federated protects at federatedinsurance.com. And remember, at Federated, it's our business to protect yours. Also, boys, Dennis Kirk has jumped on board again. They've been a huge supporter of us at Score North and on Purple Daily. And if you like to ride, if you are a motorcycle guy or gal, whatever you ride, Harley, Indian, Metric Cruiser, Sport Bike, you will find what you need at DennisKirk.com. They've got 160,000 parts and accessories in stock, clothing and helmets as well. And if you order by 8 p.m., they'll ship the same day, and shipping is free on orders over $89. So get in gear and head to DennisKirk.com. They ship today. Ride more, wait less. All right, back to Judd here. Finally.
Write this down.
All right, I'm going to continue on the optimism train and say the Vikings will finish top 5 in the NFL in scoring offense this coming season. The Vikings will be a top 5. They will cut it loose. They will finish top 5. And I mean, that puts a little bit of pressure on some certain folks as well, but I think that's deserved. Will finish top 5 in the NFL in scoring offense this season.
So I don't think that has happened
Top 5 is very
since
optimistic.
2009.
Yeah, I think that's a touchdown pass personally, but I don't know.
It
if
is.
you
No, I
agree.
think it is. I
I
think
think it is, yeah.
I
I
just
mean-
want to confirm this here because Mike Zimmer obviously didn't post
see.
a lot of
High-powered
offenses. So
Pro
Zimmer
Football Reference
Zimmer
has it.
offenses. Yep, Zimmer offenses ranked 20. This is in points: 20th, 16th, 23rd, 10th, 19th, 8th, 11th, and 14th. So with Kirk Cousins, the Vikings have been 19th in scoring, 8th in scoring, 11th in scoring, 14th in scoring. Leslie Frazier offenses were a struggle bus for a couple years. Brad Childress, 2010 they were 29th, but in 2009 they were the second leading offense in the NFL. So you got to go back to 2009, the last time the Vikings had a top 5 scoring offense.
All right. Well,
And honestly, like, you need a top 5 scoring
Yes.
offense if you want to win the Super Bowl, unless you have the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Which
the
you're not
teams
try-
that are competing for
yeah.
a Super Bowl, like think about the Chiefs and the Packers and the Buffalo Bills, the Buccaneers. Like, these teams aren't celebrating being 11th in scoring; they're top 5 in scoring. And that's why they win playoff games. That's why they go on the road and put up 28, 30 points. So that should be the goal for this offense. I like it. You're setting the bar of expectations for this team.
It's what I do.
Yep. All right, Dex.
All right, my third and final prediction here. The Vikings will make at least 2 picks in the first round of the NFL draft.
Woo!
You are really going all in on draft pick. Write that down. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's your off the record theory here?
I think they take a corner at 12. Or here's what I really think they're going to do. They're going to have one of those other corners is still going to be available, and they're going to move back and get some more capital. Okay? This is my always sunny gif of trying to explain my logic here. But they're going to move back, still get a corner, and then use that new capital to get back into the first round at some point to get someone else.
Okay.
That's kind of my logic here. I
So
think
maybe there's an edge rusher that they
round.
love, and they can move up to 31st or something. That's what you're saying.
Yep. So I think they'll get back into the first round. So 2 picks. Write that down for the Vikings in the first round.
This is like that meme that's going around on TikTok right now with the reading rainbow.
Yes.
And like the math equations. I'm seeing Declan's face moving
book.
around with math equations.
Quasi trading in the first round. Yes. Ready for it.
All right, write this down. It's I don't know, it's not a Vikings one, but Baker Mayfield will be traded at some point here, and then I'll say Baker Mayfield will be traded before training camp for no more than a 6th round pick. And so if it's multiple picks, that's fine, but there will be no pick better than a 6th round pick.
Well, if it's a 5th round pick, you lose.
I lose. If it's 7 6th round picks, I win.
Yep, I got you. Yeah,
And so,
I hear you loud and clear.
If it's 15 7th round picks, I still win. There will be no pick better than a 6th round pick involved in a Baker Mayfield trade.
All right.
That dude was the number 1 overall freaking pick 4 years ago in the NFL draft, and now he's
If you're wrong, you're wrong.
He's going to go to like Carolina for a 6th round pick or something.
Yeah.
So, all right, we will do. Oh man, here's the Tyree contract. Oh man. It's a 3-year, $75 million extension as part of the trade. So he's now under contract through 2025 at $24 million per year. So he does slot in below Davante Adams, right? Or does he? I thought Adams was like $28 million per year average annual value. But either way, Tyreek Hill just got paid.
You know what?
And if you think the salary cap is fake, then you think the Chiefs volunteered to give up Tyreek Hill in a Super Bowl window.
And the Chiefs now have picks 29, 30, 50, and 62 in the first 2 rounds of the draft.
I like this
rookie
trade
scale contracts
for Kansas
4
City.
dudes in the first 60 picks. Probably 2 of them will be everyday contributors, if not 3 or 4. Great move by the Chiefs, to be honest.
Well, but they got worse this year. So
Yeah.
it might be a great move long term because they have to do it. But like, make no mistake, the Chiefs are worse today than they were yesterday.
The happiest person on the planet right now, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, ironclad, baby.
Yeah, he's getting paid.
The market has been set, and you're going to have to look at trimming some people to keep him. And you know what you're going to do? Say, okay.
That's okay. It's actually I kind of like, and I'm excited to go through the Kwesi press conference, and we will do another episode later reacting to some of the things that he said.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he understands you can't be paying a running back $12, $14 million to the cap, right? You can't be paying. I don't think he wants to pay guards. I think if you're looking at the most efficient way to build a roster, the reason we advocate for signing a guard is because make it stop, right?
Well, and you have a quarterback who needs interior protection.
Yeah, and
It could be different if you had a scrambling quarterback.
But it really shouldn't be that hard for a competent NFL front office and coaching staff over the course of, when did Steve Hutchinson leave? 10 years ago? They've literally been cycling through guards for 10 years.
Yep.
You should be able to find a guard in the 3rd round and make it work.
Yeah,
but they haven't been able to. So our response to that has been, okay, just end the parade of guards by signing Brandon Scherf or somebody.
Correct.
But is spending, especially when you're not in a Super Bowl window. If you're in a Super Bowl window like the Chiefs, okay, go get Joe Thuney because you got the cap to make it work. But if you're trying to build your team, spending $10 to $15 million on a guard is probably not the most efficient way to spend money, but I understand the want as Vikings fans because, again, Oli Udoh, Drew Samia, right?
Yep. So you are going to be paying JJ, and he deserves it.
Yep. So, all right. There we go. That's a wrap. We're the only show in America that actually puts
Get
statistics.
that. Can you get those
next to our
stats off the
predictions.
screen? I've been looking on the
Let's
entire
actually
show
enlarge
now.
them further.
Can you get those off the screen, please? Can you
There we
stop
go.
with that?
Yeah, let's zoom in even closer.
You know what I need? I need my phone here. It's a cold Shirley. I should crack it and just shotgun it right now.
All right, that's a wrap. We'll see you guys. We'll probably see you guys later today, actually. But thanks for hanging out with us, Purple Daily.